Well, 10 minutes after 7, thanks for tuning into Morning Live, and much focus this morning on the return to schooling, and grade 7 and 12 across the country expected to return to classrooms. Now, just last week, the Mfesane High School in Motherwell township was in a disastrous state. The roof in a grade 12 classroom was broken. It had damaged ablution facilities and was still waiting for water tankers to be delivered. And the school has 147 grade 12 learners, but they received inadequate personal protective equipment for staff and pupils. The school governing body last week said that the school would not be ready to reopen this morning. So to find out what the case is this morning, our reporter Lerato Fekisi is in Port Elizabeth in Motherwell this morning just for an update with regard to the situation at Mfesane High School. Lerato, good morning, and nice and cold today, but do tell us, is Mfesane High ready to reopen this morning?
I think the SGB last week, and they said the school will not be ready, they hit it on the nail, because this morning, as you can see, unlike where we were last week, this time we are outside, the gates are shut, because the school, Sakina, is not ready to open today. The same problems we saw last week in terms of poor infrastructure are still there. They did receive adequate PPEs, but in terms of water, sanitation, clean ablution facilities, the SGB took as a decision not to open schools today. Another concern here is that the Minister of Basic Education said yesterday in her report that the schools that are not ready to open because they're not complying with COVID-19 regulations in terms of school will be moved to neighbouring schools. Now, Sakina, this school here in Motherwell is the only high school in the specific area, which makes it conducive for people in this area to walk to school or take one taxi to school. Now, if these kids are going to be moved to other neighbouring schools, it means they'll have to travel even more hours at a time where people can't even afford to even take the kids to school because of school fees. So you ask yourself then, the schools that they're going to go to, are these schools ready to take these kids first? Will there not be an overflow of those schools? And also, will the parents in this specific area afford to take their kids to these areas as well? So as much as there is a plan B to take kids from these schools which aren't complying with COVID-19 regulations, are the readiness of neighbouring schools also conducive to take this increase of high numbers? But joining me this morning is the SGB to give us a breakdown as to what made them reach the decision not to open schools today. Mr. Ndati, so last week we were talking and you had said that your school, Mfesane High School, would not be ready, and indeed it is so. What are some of the underlying factors that led to the school being closed this morning?
Dimi apha in behalf of the SGB as Mfesane. Dimi apha for the second time. As the Minister bethe from last week, a move a date to this Monday. I'm still saying that Mfesane ka be ready. Ndicinga oba zikhona into ezikho issues or core things ekusuppose bazibe zikho, such as amanzi. Siyabona ngaphakathi asikabe nawo amatank. Uminister betshilo wathi amanzi yona nto, and nathi sazi ukuthi amanzi yona nto kule virus isebenza kakhulu. Kanti kuminister together with ne-toilets ezabe zangeziwe, utshilo wathi sikuza kwangeza ii-toilets ingakumbi ke thina apha eMfesane kuba ke nezi zikhoyo ii-toilets sezinganelanga zinjalo emsasazi azikho right ngaphakathi, azikho kuqonda into abantwana bazisebenzisa. Ngewa ndicacisa into ethi xa ndime apha again kule Monday asikabe ready siMfesane. I-department siyaqiniseka oba isebenza together with i-provincial from national and from provincial isebenza ne-districts. Thina ke njengabamile babazali, thina njenge-SGB sincedisana nayo fully. I'm still saying that we don't oppose i-progress by saying that abantwana mababuyele ezikolweni, kodwa eyona nto ibaluleke kakhulu ndisatsho ndisathi yimpilo yabantwana bethu, yimpilo yootishara bethu abazabe bengena bephuma pha ngaphakathi kodwa kungekho safe apha ngaphakathi. Wakhumbula oba last week sibone nee-ceilings zee-classrooms whereby abantwana funeka bekhoyo bakwa-grade 12. Up until today kusene-promises ezithi zizawulungiswa ii-ceilings, azikalungiswa. Ndizama ukuthi ke msasazi asikabe ready siMfesane, singavuya kakhulu oba ilandi department inokukhawuleza izokwenza ready ngoba nathi siyafuna abantwana babuyele ezikolweni kanti singabazali ikhona nendawana idepartment engekho clear kuyo ye-transportation because thina njengabantu abasebenza i-public transport siyabona ngoba even i-sanitations is not sufficient kwezimotweni ezikhwela abantwana bethu and nento ye-distance emntana from umntana komnye umntana i-number of i-passengers ezikhwela ngaphakathi uba i-department izawusebenzisa i-public transport ezingekho allocated sizaba nengxaki kuba kaloku bona ngonobhizinesi bona abananto nento yoba abantwana funeke babe ne-social distance sebephaa ngaphakathi ezimotweni so ukuthi ke nayo loo nto is a critical point i-department kusuppose uba ijonge xa siqala izikolo nabantwana bethu sincame kakhulu abaqale because ixesha likho kodwa i-department mayikhawuleze kakhulu into yoba yenze yonke le equipment siciba siyilindile ize nayo ngaphakathi.
Well, that was SGB from Mfesane High School, Mr. Ntandiso, saying that the school is not ready to open, saying that the water tanks that were promised have not arrived. There's no water at the school. Sanitation is really bad. Also alluding to the fact of public transport, saying that the transport system is not yet in place to accommodate these learners. We are aware, Sakina, that the Department of Education has been working around the clock to make sure that it delivers water tanks to school throughout the Eastern Cape. In an interview with the SABC this weekend, they actually said that they've already delivered over 600 tanks to schools, and they're making sure that at the end of this month, at the end of this week, they make sure they deliver enough tanks to school. But this school is saying up until the promises are actually made a reality, up until the infrastructure is fixed, when there's water in the schools, poor cleaning facilities, poor clean facilities for the toilets, this school cannot open and they will remain closed. Yes, they want to go back to school, but they cannot go back if the safety of the pupils is compromised. But for now, let's go back to you in studio.
Thank you so much, Lerato Fekisi, and the irony of that stop sign behind you not lost on us. So Mfesane High School not returning to class today. That's in the Eastern Cape. Coming now to Gauteng.